on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, everybody. This is the Esports Broadcasting Network. We are live from beautiful New York. We're at Watkins Glen. This is here for the Ghost Cup Series. My name is Angel Santiago. I'm joined today by my broadcasting partner, Frank Marchese. Frank, I hope I didn't butcher your name.
No, you're right.
You're usually the one bringing me in here, so. Man, I'm excited. Thank you for joining us tonight. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. It's my first time getting a broadcast with you this way around, number one, and number two, first time getting to see the Ghost Cup Series live in action. So it's going to be a fun night.
Man, this Ghost Cup Series, they have some fantastic drivers. I have the benefit of being friends with most of them here. Just, whether it's been racing with them before, just about all of them I've raced with them. And obviously we have the bosses here, and John and Cliff. But overall, great group of guys. Watkins Glen is always such a fun track to go to. And really, I mean, it's 45 laps today, about half of what the Cup Series races here, typically the 90 laps. We do have some stages, and I'm excited. It's going to be we've seen some fast cars, but a lot of guys slipping up. It's slick out there with these cars.
Yeah, it certainly is. And these track conditions should help a little bit. It's going to be rather cool, both ambient and track temperature-wise. Overcast is also really going to help these cars start to even out. So it should be, it's going to be a very tough and a very demanding night for these guys, but certainly not as tough or demanding as it could be.
Yeah, Hupka was a little generous with the way he set up the conditions for everybody. You know, a little bit cloudy, as you mentioned. It's going to be really help overall with the grip on the track, and really doesn't get too hot throughout the day. And that cold ambient temperature really keeps that track temp low at 76 degrees. Man, we're gonna go ahead and, as always, we do have a few things that we get going throughout the day. Qualifying should be finishing up here within the next few minutes. So while they finish up qualifying, we're actually gonna go ahead and have our national anthem brought up. So everybody, as always, enjoy it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and of the brave?
Man, nothing excites me more than getting the national anthem underway. I love that we have the opportunity to do it. Chris, thank you for getting that prepared for us, as always, each and every week. Man, something about having a national anthem, man, it really, really prepares you for a race and really gets you excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, we have just a few minutes more here, and looks like our resident pastor, Zach Woods, should be good to go ahead and give us our invocation here. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on in. Hey, Zach, this is Angel and Frank in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got us, buddy?
Yep, thanks for having me on.
And always, it's a pleasure. One of my favorite activities to get started before each of my broadcasts. So go ahead and get us started with our invocation for tonight.
All right, thank you. Let's pray. Almighty God, I thank you for the opportunity that iRacing presents for all kinds of folks with the same passion of racing to come together and to grow in friendship with one another. And Lord, we gear up tonight for another opportunity to do so. And as we maneuver the banks of Watkins Glen this evening, we just pray that our time is fruitful and beneficial in your sight. And we pray all of this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Zach, as always, thank you very much. Good luck tonight. Have fun.
All right, thank you.
Telling you, Frank, these guys are. This is a league that's prepared each and every week. I mean, you don't often know you get to have the national anthem and an invocation before the race, and it just, I'm telling you, makes me feel more and more excited going into it. It's always a blast.
Yeah, I'll tell you one guy who doesn't have his stuff prepared right now is Robert Lorenz. While we were doing all of that pre-race stuff, he actually dropped, so he is not here right now, and he has not yet returned into the session.
Oh, that's that's not ideal for sure. going to be very unfortunate for him in that sense. Hopefully he can get things figured out. Roberts had some connection issues so far this year. Hopefully it's not going to affect him. I mean, from the looks of it, I do believe he should be starting up front for us here.
Yep.
Hold on just a moment.
Yes, he should be.
Yeah, so, we have a few minutes before the actual grid begins, so we're going to go ahead and start going through our starting lineup before everybody gets set up. Hold on just a moment. Alrighty. Ooh, this is not a great look. Anyways, on pole, as you mentioned, Robert Lawrence. Hopefully he can get back in on time. Joining him alongside.
Just started to connect now.
Okay, hopefully it should be good. They always do wait until last second to a grid anyway so that we can do our starting command. Joining him in the front row, Kyle Gardner. Mark Gonzalez, always fast. Can't wait to see what he's got for tonight, starting in that third position with Christopher Tate, the man who's come in and quite honestly dominated, have quite a couple of dominating races. He'll start on the outside of row number 2. Row 3 belongs to Dylan McDonald and DJ Daniel, back in action this week. The Whiteheads, brothers Trey and Brock in row number 4. The boss man of the Ghost Cup Series, Chris Hupka, and Chris Wheeler is going to be running out your top 10.
Moving to row number 6 will be Alfred Dennery and Mike Sobanovsky. Nick Biddy and David Modesbaugh will make up row number 7. Jonathan Leach and Joseph Davide will make up row number 13. Row 14 goes to Christian Roos and Wally Babb, sorry, my bad. Row 10 will go to Daniel Milligan and Charles Whitehead. Zach Woods and Kevin Gibney Jr. will make up row 11. Row 12 goes to Kyle Spees and Wes Fuller. Jeffrey Vickery and Vernon Reese will make up row number 12. Row 13, we'll see Cliff Corvo Jr. and Bryce Cobbler. Robert Lorenz did not make it in, and Alfred Dennery will both be starting from pit road.
Man, unfortunate there. Oh, you know what? Now that Bryce is in the race, I do remember that he is the driver that told me I've been butchering his name. So hold on, everybody. I'll get the actual one for you. Because I took too long in that, and I guess Robert didn't get in, we missed our starting command. So sorry about that, everybody. Still, obviously, in the works. We're trying to work on that little by little here. But nonetheless, we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. And you can see these drivers make their way around the track. Robert, as he mentioned, Lawrence not being able to make it. Quite a few drivers. It looks like we'll have to see, as you mentioned, starting from the pits. So Robert Lawrence will be one of them along with Alfred Denny. It looks like Robert's there at the front of the grid, so he should be good to go. Aside from that, we're going to have our front row here.
That 24 will now take over that de facto pole as these guys starting to file out, single file, going through the bus stop. Some of them decided to take that shortcut, but only 15 drivers deciding to qualify here prior to this race. One of the guys that did not, our big points leader, Kevin Spees, did not decide to qualify. He'll be back in 19th, so it's going to be a long night for that number 36.
Alfred Denny joining in on the Facebook chat, letting us know that he's typically in a Ford, accidentally loaded into a Chevy, and he says he doesn't trust the brakes on the Chevy, so he's going to start from the pits. So
that must not trust much then, huh?
Oh, boy. I'm excited. He's got Mark Gonzalez. Man, Mark Gonzalez has been fast, Frank. I'm telling you, Mark has been a fast driver all season long and just cannot get that bug, that monkey off his back. He just keeps getting involved in stuff. We'll see as they get ready to go green flag racing here as they come off that final turn.
Yep, came home in second place last week, but as we come off the final quarter, pace car is in. 45 laps here from Watkins Glen International. We're green.
As they dive down here into turn number 1, we'll see, can these drivers, are they going to be patient going in? You see Mark Gonzalez very light. Dylan McDonald all over his back bumper. They'll keep it good. We'll try to look to the rest of the pack. Looks like everybody's going to make it through just fine to start this one.
Yep, that got really close between the 24 and 38. The 38 of McDonald right now can't quite keep the momentum coming through the left-hander, but he's got the inside for the right-hander. Gardner is ahead, though, inching ahead, pulls that momentum going into the bus stop for the first time.
Man, McDonald, he was there. He thought about it, man. It's like, I want to go low, but I'm going to go ahead and give him that spot for now. We got 45 laps.
Oh, car on the wall.
Oh,
It's
no.
the 4 of Milligan.
Daniel
Or Miglin, pardon me.
Miglin, yes. Oh, we didn't hit play. Let's hit play. Let's go on. See exactly what happened here for that number 4.
There as well. Caution's out.
As he dives down here. Oh, he just... Oh, heavy contact. Going to take out Kyle Spees in the process. Everybody else makes it through. It looks like Brock Whitehead at 31 was also sideways there.
Whitehead. Oh. Boy, that 36. Again, collateral damage. Maybe thinking he probably should have taken qualifying here. The 31, that was more towards the back. I think he was past that. He may have slid through the back end of the chicane, but big happenings here.
36 overall, the damage doesn't look too heavy. Honestly, it's hard to see much of any damage on that 36. So I think he might have caught a pretty lucky break. Hopefully, maybe some... I mean, obviously the 4s who took the worst of that damage, and Daniel Miglin there.
That's the chrome of that Tuskegee Airman number 36. Yeah, it does look pretty solid, but you're right. The big damage coming on the 4, the 83, pardon me, was also caught up in that a little bit, and both the cousins Corvo both had a little bit in that as well, the 82 and the 84.
Right now, I'm not sure why this is going a little crazy right now. Our live
Welcome
timing.
back, Angel.
Our live time is going, 2 weeks out, and this is what's happening. Our live timing, I don't know what it is. I think it's just for some reason live timing does not want to work with me in road courses. It's always kind of going crazy. Because I know right now at the top of your screen it is showing Kyle Gardner in the lead, but Mark Gonzalez is currently your leader, not running in the 17th position. And I know it's showing some guys without any interval, without any laps. So we'll keep you guys updated best we can. But Mark Gonzalez at number 24 is in fact your leader for tonight at the moment.
From what I'm seeing, really only damage on the 4, a little bit on the 25, and the 82. The 82 still in pit road trying to repair his. The 4 is mostly front end damage. 63 of Kevin Gibney Jr. has some damage on the left rear, but other than that, the other guys that were involved in that appear to be pretty clean.
Let's see. I'm trying to see because I think he said it's Bryce Kobler, not Cobbler. I think
Kobler, okay. Pardon me.
I do believe it's Kobler. No, because I've been saying that. That's the one I've been saying wrong this entire time, and he sent me a message. He's like, hey, man, no worries, but just in case this is how you say it. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
So, obviously, of course, the main goal is to have everybody correct. And for those of you looking up top, they are not 2 laps down up there. That is just the...
It looks like, no, what's happening is, okay, so caution laps are not counting, is what it is here. So we are going to run 45 laps,
under
period,
green
here tonight. Yes.
Got
the
it.
caution laps are not counting, that's why.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was on purpose. For some reason, after this update, all of the sessions that Hubka had created to start just completely got wiped out, which means I'm probably going to have to go back in my own league and check all those things out and make sure that's correct.
Yeah, but that's the deal. I mean, when we would do the dirt races here for caution laps not counting, it's as they cross the line, they get sent back down to the bottom.
That's right.
So right now it's showing Mike Corvo in the 82 in the lead right now, but as he's coming around, I'm going to forever call it turn 11, down to the start-finish line. There he goes. He just got sent to the back now.
Yep. So just everybody get that some time. We do have the shortened caution laps. You see some guys saying, "Yeah, we'll just go right through the right through the middle of that bus stop there, not have a chance of being side by side with somebody, because even under caution, being side by side with someone in a bus stop is not pleasant."
No, absolutely not. You want to get single file out of there as quickly as possible, and these guys just proved why you want to do that.
And as always, those joining us in our YouTube chat, I appreciate it. Nice to see everybody again. I really did miss you guys last week. Ellen Fuller, always, Mama Fuller, she calls herself, always on chat with us. We genuinely appreciate it. Rooting on Town Racing. Ricky Gonzalez, who's normally in that number 48, I do believe is the father of Mark Gonzalez in that 24. Said watching from Arizona, where he's been working all week, so he's hoping he'll be back in next week. So a lot of guys joining us. As always, we appreciate it. If you're got your favorite driver, let us know. We'll jump to him. But right now, we're getting ready to go green flag racing again. Pace cars down. We are green. Oh, wow. Gardner got himself a great launch with Christopher Tate all over his back bumper. Can Mark Gonzalez dive it in deep enough? Does Gardner have a good enough run on the outside? I think he should, but Mark Gonzalez is fighting real hard there on the inside.
Yep, Gonzalez got a very good run on the inside, was able to hook the tires up a lot better than Gardner was. Gardner was definitely ahead going through turn 1, but coming out couldn't get the back end to stick. And Dylan McDonald actually jumped by that 54 of Tate, who was incredibly quick during practice.
See this car spread out pretty well. Everybody trying to give each other as much room as they come.
Big into the wall. TJ Daniel.
My goodness.
around as well.
Nick Biddy, I think that was also the 38 of Dylan McDonald I saw flying through the bus stop right there.
34 had to cut through the chicane. We're staying green here.
Let's, I think we're going to stay green. So while they settle this up front, let's go back and look exactly what happened there.
It was a hard hit.
Let's see. We'd mentioned that it was, in fact, I think the 38 Fur. We'll jump to DJ Daniel and see exactly what happened with him.
It was DJ. Yeah, DJ.
Oh, contact. It looks like with Dylan McDonald. He goes low.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a different angle, everybody. Sorry about that. Get something a little bit of a better view here. Oh, I just don't know if the 38 realized he was there. He just went to go down, and he got into him. That was interesting right there.
Yeah, he really smacked that inside wall hard going into the bus stop and just set him off. And unfortunately for Biddy, all the way to the back now. Cliff Corvo in pit road with no front clip on that car.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, unfortunate situation there for Cliff. Right now, Mark Gonzalez is the man up top. You see he's a little bit higher there through the carousel. You know, he's trying to carry as much speed down. Now that you have this paved over here, you see these drivers are going to be going up over that that rumble strip there. But you got to be careful, because if you don't hit it just right, it can actually really upset the balance of this race car and send you flying into that inside wall. So also something to be careful about. Right now, that battle's for second between Gardner and Christopher Tate.
Yeah, absolutely. As here comes Tate for that second position there in the 54. He's got the preferred line going down into turn 1. Just decides to pull off a little bit early. The 49 of Gardner, my goodness, keeps that second position, and Corvo gets a brand new car. He's used his fast repair.
You know what's interesting to me is is how good of a run some of these guys are getting on that outside in turn 1. It seems like there's a good amount of grip up there compared to the bottom, where you really got to baby that throttle.
6 of Chris Wheeler in the wall coming through turn 4. Just loses a couple of positions.
Heavy damage though. That's
yeah. He had caught that wall pretty good. I would have to assume it was a slip.
Look at the boss
coming
man
out
here.
of the left-hander.
Love this paint. I love these paint schemes. This is one of those leagues that just has overall fantastic paint schemes all throughout. You see Chris Hupka, his Skittles one. You know, he's always having his Candyman paint schemes. Dylan McDonald's still out there right now. We'll have to see if he decides to come down pit lane this time around. I think this will complete that lap all the way around. The damage actually doesn't look as horrible as the accident itself looked.
No, but you do need to have some sort of aerodynamic stability, especially in the front end. With these splitters, you have to have the splitter in line if you want the front end of the car to work the way you need it to. The back end, of course, you want the back end to be able, the spoiler to be able to pin that rear end of the car down. But sometimes it does help for it to be a little bit looser. I think the 38 is probably just going to ride it out until the stage break, which will come at lap 10.
Yeah, be a good idea for him in that moment in time. Right now, we're just kind of, scrolling through the field here. Everybody doing a real good job, just kind of minding their P's and Q's at the moment. Just trying to get through. Oh, you saw that David Montespal really loose there, almost losing it in the S's. So easy to do in these cars.
Yep, absolutely. And it's also coming up over that rise on the left-hander. It really throws the car to the outside, and with how much power these cars make, that's certainly it is certainly a danger point here as Chris Hubka getting passed up by Kyle Spees. That'll promote the 36 into the top 10, and Chris Wheeler with a lot of pressure behind him, given to him by the 31 of Brock Whitehead, as Whitehead will take the position going to the line, and he'll look to clear coming out of turn 1.
Man, look at this beautiful view as they come down here into turn number 1. You see how much the cars sink down into the turn. That's one of my favorite views right there to see, as you know, it's downhill. It's what makes this turn 1 so difficult when you have to come downhill, also braking. I mean, uphills, I don't know, both of them kind of are difficult. They have their challenges. Down here, you're still carrying speed, but uphill, you really can't see the apex of the corner that you want to.
Yeah, that is kind of the. But when you look at turn 1 around here, these things do not want to stop to begin with. So you add a downhill stop to that. You can run a lot deeper into the corner going uphill than you can downhill, and also with that momentum still driving you forward down the hill makes it very hard to control the back end of the car if you put too much brake in it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could have said it perfectly there. I'm not sure if you've raced at COTA yet, but
yes.
That turn 1 is a ton of fun to drive into, and then you have more confidence. I feel like I have more confidence driving into turn 1 at COTA, where I can't even see it, compared to here, where I can see everything, but it just doesn't want to stop.
Yeah, it's because you're going downhill going into turn 1 here, and you have gravity helping you going uphill, and you got to look for that pylon on the left side, as Sobanovsky has had a spin coming out of turn 11. And also, while he's recovering from that in the 22, Mark Gonzalez, Kyle Gardner, and Christopher Tate about to do battle to see who's going to win this first stage.
You know, right now I see a lot of pressure for Kyle Gardner. I know he's trying to put the pressure on Mark Gonzalez, but at the same time, he's got pressure from Christopher Tate, who I think was fastest in practice. So, I mean, you have all these 3 drivers right on top of each other here, trying to see, as you mentioned, who's going to win this stage. DJ Daniels up here into the 4th position, even with that heavy contact earlier. So it looks like car, while you see some damage, doesn't look like it's affecting him too much at the moment.
No, it doesn't. It looks a lot worse than it's handling. The back end of that car is straight. He's got the 33 of Trey Whitehead running behind him, and this is going to be important here for Whitehead to try to pull back some points. He's 87 points off of Kyle Spees in the championship right now, and he's going to get helped as Spees spins around out of 11.
Man, you could not have said it at the most perfect timing right here. We're going to go in here as they dive here into turn number 11. Oh, I think McDonald just got loose and into him there. Oh, big damage to the front end of that 36. Probably one of my favorite paint schemes, too.
And the stage has been completed.
Yes, sir.
Has been won by that 24 of Gonzalez.
Wow, what a finish right there for that one too. Hard racing for these top 3, and the fun part is you're racking back up, and let's try it again.
Exactly, another 10 more. Let's do it.
That's what's fun, man. And that's actually, it really helps these drivers when you have these stage breaks like this and you actually have a caution for it. It resets everything, but it also kind of gives everybody just a quick little break, you know, because sometimes it's hard to really get into a groove in a road course regardless. So kind of just take a step back. You know what? All right, I see what my car did in the first 10 laps, more or less. I know we had some caution, but you know what your car can do. You know what your car can't do. If you do have some damage, you can come in, get it repaired. Heavy damage, you go ahead and use your fast repair. But you also know you got an extra caution coming out, and essentially going to be about only maybe 8 laps from when we go green. So even if you have heavy damage, I wouldn't even use a fast repair here. I'd hold on to it and wait maybe until the second stage.
Yeah, you very well could. And for some guys, it really, while that spin was not good for Kyle Spees, it could have been a lot worse because the caution comes out. He's in 12th place. He only lost 2 spots with that spin. Robert Lorenz has gotten himself all the way up to 9th, which is absolutely insane what the 34 has been able to do after missing the start and starting from pit road. But some of these guys, with the damage that we've been seeing, DJ Daniel, we've just seen now Kyle Spees, the 4 of Daniel Milligan, these guys are all still running fine.
You know, and I think it depends really how the car is affected. If you have a certain amount of damage, sometimes it actually tightens the car up. It might actually benefit some of these drivers here. I'd be saying, I don't want my damage fixed. Leave it tight. These things are too dang loose to drive anyways.
Especially guys with the front end damage, they're going to have a lot harder of a time turning the car in, but it's also meaning it's going to push out a little bit, which is going to keep that back end in line a little bit more than if the front end was clean. So while you want that clean splitter, if you are a little bit too loose and you're in the middle of a run, it could be beneficial to knock that front bumper up a little bit.
Well, you know, and it also depends what kind of driver are you. If you're fast already, you probably don't want it because you're really going to be losing some time on the straights. But if you're a guy who struggles a little bit at road courses, it might actually help you. It forces you to slow down because you can't go any faster, and it helps make these turns a little bit easier for some of these, you know, guys. There's just so many ways you can find, you know, the good in the bad. Let's see if these drivers come down pit lane and just like that. Oop, wrong pit lane button. Sorry, buddy. Nope, that's not going to work either.
Wholesale pit stops here is, as you would have expected, 5 sets of tires here for these guys tonight. So they've got more than enough to get through the 45 laps.
Oh, I'd be pitting every opportunity I can get.
Absolutely.
Fresh tires are so big at a track like this. But the one guy staying out is going to be Cliff here.
Yep. Lap down is that 84 of Corvo. And if I were him, this would be a very good time. He came in on lap 4, sure. Just get me back on the lead lap and just tough it out until the next stage break. Just stay out, get me back on the lead lap. As Mark Gonzalez wins the race off of pit road, Christopher Tate beats Kyle Gardner out of pit road.
It's going to be big right there. Yeah, it's going to be pretty big for a driver like Christopher Tate to get past him, and probably not what Mark Gonzalez wanted to see because we know how fast Tate can be.
Absolutely. Was the fastest in practice. It looks like a little bit of damage repair on that front right for DJ Daniel. Kyle Spies had a little bit of damage repair as well.
So DJ only lost about 1 spot on pit lane, so nothing too serious there. I think it's worth a little bit of the repair he maybe needed. So Chris Wheeler, he's kind of in the back right now. He's actually just finally coming off pit lane. No fast repair use. A little bit of damage still, but you see he spent some time on pit lane fixing it. And honestly, if you got damage, this is the time to get it fixed. You know you got another caution coming out here in about 7 to 8 laps. If you don't necessarily need the stage points, just get that damage fixed and make it through the next one.
Not sure what happened with Cliff, but he's still... Oh, he's taking his wave around. Pardon me. My bad. So he was getting the wave around anyway, so he's catching up now.
That's right, yeah. And it's a lot harder to take a wave around at a track like at a road course, you know, because you don't want to push it too hard and wreck yourself. I've done that myself.
Yep, it's not fun, especially when you're in a position that Cliff is in, where he's already used his fast repair. Certainly don't want to be taking any unnecessary risks.
Honestly,
as he jumps the bus stop.
if I were Cliff, I would just get close enough but stay just far away. You know you're going to make it to the next stage. You can just be alone on your own. You're not going to get lapped as long as you don't, wreck yourself. So you just take it slow. It might actually be pretty beneficial to just kind of stay out of the way of everybody.
It could be, but you also got to remember the 85 of Biddy's coming up. Gibney, Mike Corvo also coming up, and those guys have to get around him in this next lap as we're getting set to go green here this time.
Well, actually, that might be even more perfect if they got to get past him still. Let's see where they're at. Oh, they're still here in the bus stop.
Yeah, they're still a ways away.
Man, I like Mike's paint scheme today. Very bright, very clear for us here.
Nothing better than neon green.
I got
as far as helping with a broadcaster's visibility.
It's got, good mix with the blue there. I like it.
63 of Gibney's also had some more problems. That left side is all torn up on that 63 now.
Well, we do call him Mr. Modified here. He typically doesn't make it through with the front bumper still attached. So We always say that in all good fun. Give me, of course, being one of my very good friends. So
He's certainly working on it tonight, I'll say that.
we're not allowed to talk about him. He gets mad if I talk about him because then something happens. So
Okay, well, I don't know how much more can happen to him at this point. We're only 10 laps in.
oh, look at that. Even the pace car hitting some of these bumps. Going, you saw that? He was in the air a little bit there.
Go for it, bud.
And that Ford Mustang right there having some fun. I would be too.
Did they model Todd Bodine in there?
I think that would be great. I wish they did. Man, how about Todd Bodine coming back and racing some of those races in the trucks, man? I'm super happy for him, and I am grateful.
Oh, sorry. It's Brett Bodine, pardon me.
Oh, that's right.
Brett Bodine. My
But
bad.
nonetheless, Todd Bodine, really happy to see him and going out there to make his 800 starts total. And big
Very good.
for Marcus Lemonis of Camping World to really make sure that happened. I mean, that's awesome for him. And didn't do half bad. I think finished top 20.
Yep, that number 30 was always a big part of truck racing back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, as we go back to green flag racing for the start of stage number 2.
I feel like Mark Gonzalez has not been getting off to a very good start. Oh, he's going to slide up. Great driving by the two of them there to give each other room.
See, and the best part about that for Tate was he did exactly what he needed to do. He stayed within the limits of the course. Oh, a big slide out of Gonzalez as well in that 24. But Tate stayed within the limits of the course, forced that 24 to let off and give him the position or to run in and wreck them both. Great smart move by Tate as there is a wreck in the back. That's Vernon Reese in the 00.
Looks to be just okay for the moment. We'll jump.
Staying green.
Just kind of out back right now, but the leader is Christopher Tate. You got Mark Gonzalez in second, and it's a battle for second now. Kyle Gardner looking low. Not going to happen, though, as they're getting ready to dive down here to turn number 11.
Gonzalez has been incredibly loose. Same thing with DJ Daniel. Really slid the back end of that number 96 in between turns 10 and 11 there. Trey Whitehead has already lost that 4th position that he had, as I believe. Big accident here. Coming out of turn 10, that's the one of Monospaw. Bryce Kobler's there as well.
I'm going to go jump on board to see exactly what happened. This is the number 1 of David Monospaw, one of my favorite paint schemes as well here. Oh, the 25 was already around, and the 1 just had nowhere to go. Man, the unfortunate situation for David Monospaw. I'm telling you, he's got to have the worst luck I have seen on iRacing for such a long time. Every single week, he is caught up in something that just has not anything to do with his own doing. I give it to him. He's still out there.
While we were looking at that, the 24 spun out of second place, wheel hopped it going down through turn 1, spun it around. He went from second all the way down to 12th.
We'll jump on board and we'll look at see exactly what happened there. The 24 have been so strong here into turn number 1 and back-to-back corners where he just drove it in too deep and nice. I mean,
Not
he saved.
Quite.
No,
Didn't hit the wall, but
no, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. But yeah, you're right. Lost a ton of time right there, dropping to that 12th position. But right now, it's a battle for the lead. Kyle Gardner just put down the fastest lap of anybody today. We got 4 laps to go. I'm sorry, left in the stage. We do end it right as they hit the lap 20 mark. So it's going to be a battle for the lead here. DJ Daniel just kind of sitting behind with the rest of these drivers, hoping maybe these two guys get tangled up.
it's a very, very peculiar the way they did that. No caution laps not counting under a full course caution, but the stage cautions, the laps do count. That's peculiar as the 31 and the 34 of Lawrence had to bail out as he was about to go into the bus stop 3 wide with Brock and Trey Whitehead.
They don't want to be through. You don't want to be side by side at all. The Whiteheads are fine to be side by side. They're brothers. They know what they can do with each other. But with another driver, you kind of have to try to stay away from that opportunity. And you see Robert Lawrence just make the right decision and give it up.
Very, very smart from him. And again, this is huge for both Brock and Trey Whitehead because, again, second and third in points. Whitehead comes into this race, Trey Whitehead, pardon me, comes into this race 87 points off of Kyle Spees. Brock, another 14 points off of Trey. And these three are really in a world of their own because it's another 102 points before you get down to the 6th of Chris Wheeler in 4th. So the 31 and 33 looking to not hinder each other, especially with them being quite a number of positions ahead of the points leader Spees.
Kyle Spees actually is somewhat decent recovery. Back over here to the 8th position already. So far, biggest mover of the race, up 15 spots from his original starting position. So Spees not giving up at all. Not too far behind, as you see Mark Gonzalez has already made up one spot on Wally Babb, and he is all over the back bumper of the league boss man, Chris Hupka, trying to get some more spots back after that unfortunate. Oh, looks like he's going to go in for the pass. Jumped out of it too early. Looks like Hupka will give him the room, as typical Hupka would do. Just go ahead and let him on by. Not going to force the issue. Back up here, I know
racing.
Gardner is just trying to get to that back bumper of Christopher Tate. Christopher's driving a hell of a race right now. Last time around, Tate was faster by about 0.2 of a second. This time around, it looks like Gardner had him by just about 2.5.
Yep, Gardner quicker, a 1:11.68 to Tate's 1:11.92. But this coming after Tate had responded to Gardner's fastest lap of the race. Tate set the fastest lap of the race on the lap prior to this last one here, so 2 laps ago.
And correction there on our YouTube, Ricky and Mark are brothers, not father-son. So my apologies. You think I would have learned that by now. It happens here and there. So appreciate Dirt Dogs International Racing Network for joining us as well on our YouTube.
Well, McDonald getting quite close to Brock Whitehead, as Trey Whitehead's had a little bit of a slip up. He's fallen all the way from 4th down to 7th.
Yeah, it looks like he might have gotten loose at one point and lost that position, because he is a good about 2 seconds behind these guys, and he was in front of them.
2.5 seconds off his brother, Brock.
But, man, this is a fantastic battle for 4th right now. All 3 drivers, just about a blanket thrown over them. Aggressive and fast drivers the 3 of these guys are. I mean, I can see this being a fantastic battle to finish. But right now, this is the final lap in this stage. We're going to go back to your leaders, as Kyle Gardner's still all over the back bumper of Christopher Tate. Man, these guys are not giving an inch with each other. They're pulling up on David Modespall, currently the last driver on the lead lap. Odds are he'll probably get lapped before they come back around.
Yeah, Modespall has had a absolute mare of a stage here. Trying to keep it on the track and stay out of their way. Watch out. Caught the grass a little bit. Yeah. Fortunate for Gardner that he did not get get loose clipping that grass.
Yeah, he was trying to give as much room, and that's the type of driver that David is. You know, he'll let these leaders on by. He's not going to fight him for it. You know, be difficult. He knows he'll get his the lucky dog here. And
Mark Gonzalez in and out of pit road as the stage comes to an end.
Interesting. Deciding to use a little bit of pit strategy. Couldn't get a top 10, so stage points. Christopher Tate real loose off of that final turn. Comes across the line. Christopher Tate's going to win stage number 2. Kyle Gardner in 2nd. See DJ Daniel a little further back. He's made his way into the 3rd position. Dylan McDonald, Brock Whitehead, Robert Lawrence, Trey Whitehead. Kyle Spees moving here into the 8th position. The boss man, Jonathan Leach in 9th. And then the boss man, Chris Hupka over here in 10th as well. That rounds out your top
Caution.
10.
There we go. Caution just now coming out.
Yeah, they typically do it right at the end of this, right as the 10th place driver, I think, comes across the line. So right now, like, you look at Chris Hupka, he is 20 seconds behind Christopher Tate. So all these drivers still have a long way to go to just catch the leader to try to get back up there in case for these cautions or getting ready for some pit stops.
Yep, getting ready for pit stops, which means another lap under caution with how spread out these guys were. And again, for Modespov, unfortunate for him, just had an absolute mare.
Oh, no!
Yep, Mark Gonzalez has spun around. It's at turn 10.
There we go. Coming down here, trying to catch up, and just gets into the throttle a little bit too hard, locks it up. No damage. Fantastic job. But he's going to have to come down and get a fresh set of tires. So there goes that pit strategy for Mark Gonzalez.
Yep. Unfortunately for him. And we saw how loose he was, at the beginning of that stage on fresh tires. So he's really trying to push. as he'll now get out back ahead of the pace car, and he'll have to go around again.
All right, well, while these drivers get settled back in and get this figured out, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our quick little commercial break for one of our sponsors here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, Premier Racing Setups, everybody. We will be right back. All right, everybody, we are back. As mentioned, Christopher Tate, in fact, your leader right now. David Modespall should be the man getting his lap back here in just a few moments, as we have currently 25 laps to go. I do believe that this is the opportunity for everybody to come down pit lane right here, and then after that should be one to go for Green Flag Racing. Should be going back to green with about 23, maybe 20, or I'd say about 23 laps to go.
And looking about right, so we by far and away the longest run that these guys have had. As guys getting set to come down pit road here.
And just for those of you guys wondering, I know we typically do have race control Greg Wood in the booth with us. He's been having some issues with his mic the last couple of weeks, so that's why he hasn't been with us last week nor this week. Hopefully he should get that figured out sometime in the near future. Still, of course, doing his job as race control, and a fantastic job as always. But luckily, we do know that the caution was for the stage break, so that's pretty simple. You see Mark Gonzalez coming back around now, getting, I don't know if it's considered his wave around, as is Kevin Gibney Jr.
Mark Gonzalez stays out to take the race lead.
He is. Interesting.
And Tate and Gardner all come out in the same order. Dylan McDonald, I believe, was able to jump that 31 of Brock Whitehead to put himself into fourth.
He does that indeed. Brock Whitehead dropping to fifth. Robert Lawrence. DJ Daniel was actually your biggest loser because he was, I believe, the guy running in that third position.
Yep.
DJ
down to seventh.
I think he got some damage repair too, though. I think he hung on for some damage
Yeah,
repair.
yeah, that's a fast repair that 96 took, because that right front now is pristine on that 96. Doing exactly what you thought they were going to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, DJ's fast. He knows that he has an opportunity to possibly win this race. I know he's pretty good at these road courses. I've raced with him before, and I don't typically see him because he's a lot further ahead. So I'm going to assume he's pretty good.
There you go. Always want to assume the best in people.
Oh, of course. And actually, Kevin Gibney Jr. won't get his lap back here because he won't be able to take the wave around because Mark Gonzalez stayed out.
So Gonzalez creating an unfortunate strategy play for Gibney. And that, of course, will send Gibney down all the way to the tail end of the longest line. Bryce Kobler getting damage repair, just leaving pit road. And David Modespaw just now leaving, as I believe he's taken his fast repair as well in that number one.
And that does look correct. And looks like we should be going green after this time around. So let's go ahead and give everybody a quick little rundown of the roster of drivers in tonight's race. As mentioned, Mark Gonzalez, currently your leader after staying out, pitting right before the end of that last stage. Spinning out, we'll have to see, hopefully the tires aren't too affected. Christopher Tate in second. Kyle Gardner is in third from Erie, Pennsylvania. Dylan McDonald from Fort Wayne, Indiana is in fourth. Brock Whitehead in fifth. You'll see Kevin Gibney falling to the back here as a lap car. Robert Lawrence from Bassett, Virginia. I'm sorry, DJ Daniel, clicked on the wrong one. Starting up alongside here with Robert Lawrence. That is 6th and 7th. Trey Whitehead, Kyle Spees, and then Christopher Hupka rounds out your top 10. And you got the boss man here, Jonathan Leach, in the ESBN Chevy Camaro in 11th. Chris Wheeler. Wally Babb, he's using a new VR today, so he's really excited for that. Jeffrey Vickery. Charles Whitehead, father for the other Whiteheads. Alfred Denny, his number 2 Chevrolet from Milwaukee. We have Nick Biddy alongside of Christian Roos. I'm sorry, he's alongside Charles Whitehead. Mike Corvu, Mike Sabanovsky, both mics right next to each other. Joseph David, I can't remember how it was pronounced, from Newport Richie. Not far from me, actually, here. Zach Woods, Wes Fuller. Daniel Miglin still trying to make up some of his time here after some unfortunate events to start this race. Bryce Kobler, see Kevin Gibney Jr., and then David Modelspaw trying to find his way back around the track in front of all the leaders.
And again, a fantastic strategy call by that 24. Again, as you had mentioned, knowing that he wasn't going to get stage points, may as well just bite the bullet, come into pit, just try to stay on the lead lap, and you know everyone else is coming in. So a very smart call by that Aflac number 24 Ford Mustang.
Yeah, they don't actually close the pits here for, a couple laps before the caution. So yeah, a track like this is really beneficial to take that opportunity to do so. So we're getting ready to go green flag.
As the field works its way off of turn 11. 24 leading them down as he has done for the previous 2 stages. We're back underway. A great restart by the 54 of Tate.
I'm almost, not that I'm trying to be skeptical, almost surprised that it's legal for as much as
Yeah, it
good.
looked like a jump start. It
the
did.
24, well, a hell of a run in turn number 1. He got a great amount of grip on the bottom. Looks like he's going to try to take the lead here from Christopher Tate in the S's.
Got it.
And he does. Wow. Oh, Tate's loose. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he does.
It's fresh tires, cold tires. Here as you try to wind them back up. 3 wide, just about 3 wide.
Wow.
What's off that 38 of Dylan McDonald? They're all running wide. Coming through the S's, it's going to be McDonald, at least for the moment, looking like he's going to get
they're loose. Contact.
Big wiggle on the 54.
Carousel. They're going to take out multiple drivers. Heavy wreck for Robert Lawrence. He's going to come back down. Can everybody avoid him? Great job, but oh my goodness, here comes a couple of cars flying through. No caution for it. Unbelievable what just happened.
Robert Lorenz.
Oh, look at these guys. More contact. Kyle Spees and Dylan McDonald. More contact again. There goes Chris Wheeler. Sideways.
It's not good for Wheeler. The 36 of Spees has taken his fast repair as well under that caution.
This is chaos right now, and we're still green, and they're getting through here. Can they make it down here into turn number 3? Or, sorry, turn number 1. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Just think,
Oh!
McDonald was backwards on the other end of the racetrack. He's still sitting in 4th.
I'll tell you, the biggest winner of this is Mark Gonzalez, 6 seconds ahead of Trey Whitehead right now.
Absolutely. Just get out in front and watch as the field dissolves behind you. Exactly what that 24 did.
Look at the mess of cars here. Unbelievable.
Kyle Gardner caught a huge piece of that as well in the 49. Christopher Tate looking pretty damaged, and he's really pushing that number 54. Watch out, Jeffrey Vickery. As Tate comes back on the racetrack. Tate's only in 12th, but he's got the red mist going now.
Oh, yeah. He's what the old Talladega Nights. He's driving like a pissed off teenager right now, trying to make up some time.
There you go. Meanwhile, Dylan McDonald not done battling with Brock Whitehead.
I don't think any 4 of these drivers are done battling with each other. And what I love is the fact, I mention it every week, and I'm sure everybody's tired. Wow, look at the run, Dylan. No, he's going to go up into the grass. Can he hold on to it? He does. No, he's going to lose it again. Too much throttle. Oh, he's just going to have to sit there and wait as everybody comes across. Yep. It's going to be too dangerous to come back out on track right now.
Tumbling down the order, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 5th. Finally gets it rolling from 3rd all the way down to 27th as Joseph David goes by him in the 83.
See, Mark Gonzalez currently your leader at the moment. Still got himself a good 6-second lead over Trey Whitehead. Brock Whitehead in third. With Dylan McDonald slipping up there, it's actually kind of given a little bit of room amongst these top couple of drivers here as Brock Whitehead, DJ Daniel, and Kyle Spees have put about a half a second between each other. Oh, as you see that 96 DJ really loose, as he's now all over the back bumper of that 31 of Brock Whitehead.
Yeah, that incident with the 38 pushed Trey Whitehead out to about a 2.5-second lead, which has grown to 3 seconds. McDonald's actually had another issue. He's jumped into the pits, has the 38, so Dylan McDonald not happy with something on that car, as now here comes, boy, a great run by Kyle Spees to get around that 96 going up into the S's.
You know, we got a little bit of a nickname here in the Ghost Cup Series for Kyle. It's Kyle Rocket Spees, and I'm telling you, he's been a rocket all day in that beautiful paint scheme, just picking off lap or positions every opportunity he's got. He still has that fast repair too. I know that because that front end damage is still there.
No, that's new front damage.
Oh, is it new? Okay.
Yeah, he had taken that fast repair under that stage caution. He was a part of that mess in the carousel. But plus 19, remember, Spees up here in the fourth. He did not qualify, did that 36, and was caught up in a big incident that pushed him far back early as well. So he's gone through this field essentially twice here tonight.
You see Kyle Gardner, heavy damage here, currently in that 8th position.
Oh, here comes Tate.
Yeah, Tate's trying to make up some time here as well. You see Nick Biddy, nice recovery for Nick. He's back up here into the 7th position with that front end damage.
And that's the help of the stage brakes as well, because he was backwards coming out of 2. Speaking of backwards, a big slide. I believe that's the 28 of Charles Whitehead. Sideways in pit entry.
You are correct there. Let's see if we can't try to find that for just a moment. Oh, now he's missing the hood. Yeah, so heavy damage for the 28 of Charles Whitehead.
Damn, he's Austin Powers did, unfortunately, is what the situation was there that lost the hood.
Can you imagine being the Whiteheads thinking you guys got yourself a great race going, you're running top 3 most of the race, Kyle Spees is involved in multiple incidents, and he's on your bumper!
Right, yep, exactly. He's got 2 of the 3 podium positions locked up between the 2 of you, and the guy that you really need to have a bad day has had a bad day and is still right on your tail.
I don't know if Grandma Spees is watching. Kyle Spees, Grandma Sue is always watching and commenting with us on our YouTube page. So she's watching. I know Grandma's loving what she's seeing out of her grandson right now, because he's just doing a great job, just minding his business. Peaks a little bit on Brock, decides, you know what, I don't got to push it. I'm doing pretty good right now.
The tenacity of the Tuskegee Airmen is a big slide out of that 36 of Spees.
Trey Whitehead has lost more time.
That paint scheme has really come to fruition here tonight for the 36.
Well, you know, he brought it out as a new paint scheme for the Charlotte race a couple weeks ago for the Patriotic Night. Ended up going on to win the race. So
may as well then.
I can't quite blame him for wanting to bring it back.
Well, bring her back out. Why not?
And I know some of the guys in the league give him a little bit of crap for his number placement on the sides of this, the way the 3 and 6 are separated.
That's fine.
But that's how it is actually on the actual airplane itself.
Yep.
And honestly, I love it. I know I said it a couple weeks ago, but I love that look of it.
Absolutely. It does look very nice on that 36. And there's still, it's turned into this trio has turned into a quartet now. A big run through by Charles Whitehead.
Oh my goodness.
Noses it into the turn 11 wall.
Gets it back going right there. Luckily, none of the lead lap cars involved. And now it is a 4-way battle for the second position, as DJ Daniel, along with Kyle Spees and Brock Whitehead, have caught Trey Whitehead.
And we spoke to a specific driver prior to this race for about an hour. And what did we both say? Just keep the car on the track, and positions tend to find you instead of you finding positions. Jonathan Leach is up at 6th, by the way.
Ooh, I love this view. I know we're on board with him for just a moment.
They're getting disqualified last week out of Bristol. Now at a top 10 run, just outside the top 5. And this is pretty much where he's been. He hasn't lucked into this position. He's been here the whole race.
Yeah, he's been running pretty good, minding himself. But look at this. Christopher Tate is just moving. He's back up here to the 7th position. I think he might catch Jonathan here. I don't think Jonathan's going to complain about that. Might let him go on by. But Christopher Tate and Gardner are just, I mean, these two just will not give up. And I'd love to see that. And look at Daniel Miglin. He's made his way back up into the top 10, looking for 9th under Nick Biddy right now.
Yeah, but Miglin was a part of that incident going into the bus stop chicane on the 2nd lap, where he got that damage from. Or he's since had it repaired, pardon me.
Yeah, his paint scheme always screws with me a little bit over those front fenders. So I feel like he's got damage when he doesn't actually.
He's got some on the left front now.
Just
the
a
right
little.
Front was the right front was the one that was really bent up after that first lap incident. Now it's looking fine.
Chris Wheeler is now back up into the 12th position as well for him. He's trying to, minding his P's and Q's after, I don't know if it was just the reaction to the accidents that were happening, because you saw him lose it there in turn 10 after multiple things that happened right around the same time. So, sometimes you just get involved with everything that's happening, and then you almost forget that you got to drive the car still, and a slight mistake is what cost you.
Yep, absolutely. Tate and Gardner both have gotten around Jonathan Leach, and the trio of Brock Whitehead, Spees, and Daniel have gotten around Trey Whitehead. So in this lap, Trey Whitehead has gone from 2nd to 5th, leading that group of 4 now to 2nd to 4th in that group of 4.
Yeah, he's got about 5.5 seconds in front of Christopher Tate. So Trey, with about 14 laps to go, what does that average out to? 3 tenths a lap?
Yeah, that's going to be coming down, though, as there's only 3 drivers that have been able to put a lap together. It's sub 1 minute 12. Christopher Tate at a 1 minute 11.35. That's the fastest lap of the race. Gardner 1:11.46. Mark Gonzalez 1:11.91. Everybody else is either a 1:12.10 or higher.
Actually, I know Robert Lawrence had the damage and he's done for the day. It seems like he's out of the race, but Robert actually did put down an 11.9 earlier.
Oh, no, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, so
fair enough. And again, that's out of the pole sitter.
Yep, unfortunate situation for Robert Lawrence. I should probably see. Currently, Mark Gonzalez still is your leader here with 14 laps to go. Now 13 laps to go. He's got himself about almost a 9-second lead as these four drivers right on top of each other. Could be 5 or 6 by the time that this race is over. Christopher Tate and Kyle Gardner on a mission right now. We'll see what the lap times are looking like for these drivers as they come across the line. That time around, Tate was only not even a 10th quicker than Trey Whitehead. That's not going to be enough to catch him. Yeah, no, everyone's falling down. They're pretty much everybody in the top 5. All within a quarter of a second of each other. 1:13.01, the fastest laps out of the top 5, run by both DJ Daniel and Trey Whitehead. Bryce Kobler down pit road, hitting from 18th. Going to use his fast repair actually right there. Has some front end damage. Going to go ahead and get some fresh set of fuel goods and get back out there.
I think the 2 of Alfred Denny, boy, had a big slip up because he had gotten around the 4 of Miglin. And Miglin has since just gotten back past him now. Chris Wheeler starting to work his way back up, and this is not a good points day for Wheeler. Again, came into tonight 203 points off of the top 3 and running in 11th right now.
Wheeler's been one of those guys who's just been fast as well, consistently throughout the season. He's had some mistakes here and there, just got to try to put one race together for Wheeler, and we know it's going to work out pretty well for him at some point in time here.
Last 4 finishes for Wheeler: 15th, 8th, 2nd, 7th, and 15th. The last 4 races going back over the last month.
He's a driver that I've said time and time again that I believe is fully capable of winning a race here at the Ghost Cup Series. Just putting that, as I mentioned, putting that race together for him. So, might not happen tonight, but keep an eye out for him. And one of my favorite paint schemes as well.
Came up just short at what that would have been Charlotte. couple of weeks ago.
What a great race that was between him and the 36 of Kyle Spees. Wheeler using some pit strategy at that time to try to get ahead of Spees, but Spees was just too fast on those fresh tires, was able to catch him, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I remember. I barely
Mark
remember.
Gonzalez pits from the lead. Sorry to cut you off there.
He didn't have enough fuel then.
I don't think any of these guys are going to have enough fuel.
Now that I'm thinking, yeah, maybe.
75% fuel fill. So these guys most likely, I mean, if you look at a cup race, usually you pit on laps 30 and 60 to get you to the end. And it's 75% fuel fill. You're certainly not going to make 30.
Well, let's actually
Definitely not going to make 25.
let's bring in actually Robert Lawrence. Don't know if he's still in the race or not. Let's see if
No, Lawrence is one
in
of 4
Discord
retirees.
Hey Robert, this is Angel and Frank in the ESBN broadcast booth. Trying to check in to see if you're still in Discord here.
Oh, I'm not a happy camper.
I'm sure you're not. We had this infield care center for a reason, buddy. Go ahead and give us a little bit of an overview of what happened, and maybe, well, first off, actually, what's more or less the fuel mileage we're looking at? Can these drivers make it to the end of this race, or does everybody have to pit still?
So from what I was kind of gauging, everyone's going to be coming in on fumes. There will probably be a few guys that might end up ducking in to get a cute little splash and then go. But if the leaders can do a little bit of conservation, they should be able to make it. But it's going to be fumes.
Ooh, I love pit strategy. You see one driver a little bit loose back there. Not
It's
sure
the
exactly.
54 of Tate.
Yeah, he's a man driving like a man out of mission here with Kyle Gardner right behind him. So Robert, give us a little bit of an overview exactly what happened in those incidents there. We had quite a few kind of all on top of each other.
Basically, from my point of view, Tate got a little greedy trying to go on the outside around Dylan, and basically chopped his nose off entering the bus stop, and that got him all up squirrely, taking the long way around the bus stop, and then proceeded to try to somehow force his way into the bottom around the carousel. Got into Dylan, and then that just proceeded to take everyone else out. And I just feel like there's not a whole lot of respect and just common sense on his side.
Well, we haven't had this opportunity to do this too much this season, Frank, where it was something encouraged as well by league owner Chris Hupka for drivers out of the race, and if he's still in Discord, bring him on in and give him an opportunity as if, they're talking to him outside the Infield Care Center. And we get this live, reactions from the drivers that we do in real life, and I absolutely love it. And Robert, you know what? I love to hear that. I love the passion. I know you're a fast driver. You started on pole, had issues with your connection there, and we're pretty fast. So unfortunate. We're sorry to see that. We do wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you here next week.
Oh, I hope so. Hopefully I can get this monkey off my back and somehow not get destroyed in a dumb way. So I just heads up to Tate, you will not be getting any kind of sort of break from the future from me. And if anything, you're going to have repercussions of some sort. Not necessarily being malicious, just you will not be a fan of me.
Oh, all right, Robert. Thank you very much. I love it. I love the passion, man.
Right.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Frank,
There
a little
you go.
unorthodox from what we normally do, but I love that we get to do that.
Yeah, you get that sometimes, especially while you're doing it. And one guy I know you're going to get a poor reaction from right now would be the 24 popped for speeding on entry into pit road. He was taking fuel only, caught speeding 43 miles an hour down pit road the first segment, down to 20th.
I was wondering why he had been on pit lane for so long, and that makes sense right there as you see the 84 of
Cliff
Corvo and Bryce Kobler go ahead and just go right. I'm sorry, the 24 get
Just
past
let
both
it go.
of them. There you go. Oh, goodness. Although I think Bryce is still all over the back bumper of that 24.
Yep, absolutely. Is Kobler? We've seen Kobler has taken his pit stop already. Came in a couple laps before Gonzalez did.
Probably has some fresh tires to go with it. He had a 14.5-second stop. Looks like he did get some fresh tires. But right now, it's a four-way battle for the lead. Brock Whitehead, Kyle Spees, DJ Daniel, and Trey Whitehead all right on top of each other, and Christopher Tate has not been catching them. He is 7 seconds behind. He's actually lost 2 seconds to this group up here.
Yeah, he's starting to really slide the back end of that number 54 right now. As that 36 doing what he can, but big wild contact between the 96 and 36.
Great driving by the two of those guys to keep it going. You see the 54 really loose there off of turn number 11, just as you mentioned. Wow, that could have been disastrous for 3 of those top 4 drivers right there.
Yeah, Tate he's having a time, and that's coming from one, he pushed it way too hard. One, it's the damage, and 2, he pushed it way too hard trying to get back up to where he is, so he has really hurt that car in more ways than one, and he's going to be having a time of it as you see him drifting essentially through turn 4.
Yeah, and Kyle Gardner behind him's got plenty of damage on his car as well, so it's no walk in the park for Gardner.
Yeah, but he hasn't been pushing that car nearly as hard as Tate has. Tate's not going to be able to maintain that position running at this aggression level for much longer before that 49 finds a way around him.
Yeah, look at that loose there too. We're interested to see, is Christopher Tate going to be able to save enough fuel maybe, or is he going to have to come down pit lane and may as well get some 4 fresh Goodyears? But I feel like if you're coming down pit lane for tires, you would have done it by now, because with 6 or 7 laps to go, you're not really going to have the advantage that you could have with fresh tires.
Yeah, no, I agree. And once again, getting loose off of turn 11, I'll give him credit. He's able to stay up there with Gardner. Well, Gardner's able to stay up with him, but it's a lot to ask as this group of 4 here just continues to put on some incredible racing here, as Brock Whitehead coming into tonight in points in 3rd, holding that points leader off.
Man, but Kyle Speed's all over the back bumper. You see Brock going to have to use some defensive moves. DJ Daniel's going to have a run. Nope, backs out of it. Holding on here.
Daniel, that was a very good run that Daniel had coming out of the bus stop, and unfortunately just didn't have enough room to be able to take that run, and the 36 of Speeds put his car in the perfect spot to be able to block it off.
Yeah, Kyle Speed's putting the block on DJ like the 31 had to put the block on him. Man, the driving between these 4 guys these 4 guys are fast drivers.
DJ.
Yeah, hold on to it. So would Trey. Yeah, I noticed that a lot, honestly, in practice, kind of watching DJ run his lines. You know, he's very aggressive in his lines, but he tends to get into the grass a couple, every once in a while in that process. So while he's fast, whoa, really loose there for Trey Whitehead.
Trey right now. Trey is in the best spot because you have to know something's going to happen between these 3 up here that's going to result in you collecting a position or 2. So just chill out. He's got a good amount of space. Hasn't let them completely get away, but he's not really in touch.
Man, what are the worst places to catch lap traffic?
Oh. And one of the worst things for that lap traffic to do is to spin in front of you, as that's what Motorspa did.
Oh, DJ loose again. Here it is. Here's the battle for the lead. Kyle Speed's got a great run off of the carousel down into turn number 10. He's loose getting into the turn. Can he hang on to it? Wow.
Looks like it.
Oh, as Trey Whitehead almost loses it.
Brock did exactly what he needed to do. Just hang on. Oh, big slide out of Brock.
And Trey right behind him as well. These guys are on ice.
And that slide is exactly what's going to help Speeds take the race lead. But Whitehead's got the inside line going into 1. A little bit of a push out. And that push out is going to help Whitehead get back at least to the lead. No.
Here goes DJ Daniel with a big run through the S on the outside. Can he take it? He's got the preferred position here, and he does.
Brock had to jerk the wheel hard to the right because Speeds had to come back onto the racetrack, and that killed his momentum, allowed the 96 to come back around him. And if it wasn't for that slip coming out of turn 11, Whitehead could be up in the race lead right now.
Oh my goodness, that's how you have some battling right here. It was clean racing, it was hard racing, it was clean though, and I love that about these 4. aggressive and fast, but they kept each other clean as they're coming up here on a lap car. Zach Woods, he's going to try to stay. Oh, he gets in the grass a little bit. That was close.
Yep, and Daniel really had to back off out of that. Moves over, allows the 31 and 33 to go.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, man. Oh, Kyle is still pushing it hard. All of them loose off of that turn. Trey Whitehead was the only one not sideways off of turn 4. Oh, I'm sorry, the final turn.
The one that's been consistently sideways this entire run is the only one that didn't break loose coming out of 11.
I think that's why. He's already used to it, so he knows what not to do. So he's
Very
good
true.
to go.
Very true.
Yeah, just going back there, Zach Woods and what happened with Modestball, those are drivers that, they know to get out of the way, but sometimes in a road course, you just catch them at the wrong time, and there's just nothing you can do. So they still stay out of the way and make it through, but
DJ Daniel has a little bit of an issue here. He's fallen quite a bit off of that 36. And Brock Whitehead, we know, is quick. Maybe the 96 didn't save enough fuel.
yeah, I'm kind of interested to see exactly what's happening. The 96 is just loose. I don't think he saved tires for this run is what's happening right now.
A couple more lap cars. Cliff Corveau, one of the two. Appears to be the 35 of Wes Fuller up in front of them as well.
Nope, that's not what it is. All right, Kyle Spies.
Spies starting to run away with it now.
We're talking about running on fumes possibly. Question is, do these guys have enough to make it to the end? And Christopher Tate's actually chopped down a little bit of time on some of these drivers in front of him. Not quite so much to the leader. Kyle Spies still got a 7-second lead, but with Kyle pulling away a little bit, Tate's not too far behind. 2 laps ago, though, here at Watkins Glen for the Ghost 200, presented by the Fort Worth Screen Printing Company based out of Texas. Not that he has access to say this, but, I can't not say this, Frank. For anybody looking to maybe donate to one of the people who helps run that, the Fort Worth Screen Printing, it's John Garrett, a guy we've broadcasted here in the Esports Broadcasting Network a few times. As a matter of fact, broadcasted one of his championships in one of the leagues. He's trying to build funding to go race an ARCA car for at Talladega at the end of April.
There you go. Good luck on that one.
They are a big sponsor for Rick Ware Racing, Fort Worth Screen Printing. You'll see them on their cars throughout, whether it's on the A pillars, B pillars, or as a main sponsor. Oh, DJ's really
my
loose.
Goodness.
White flag.
Yep, and that allows Brock Whitehead to get around him. Trey Whitehead going to the inside, going into turn 1.
DJ's going to have to give it up. There's no contact.
Yep, there was contact between the two on the straightaway, and DJ has to give the position up as both Trey and Brock get through.
Wow, right now, and Gardner's still right in the back bumper there, Christopher Tate. Another battle happening on track right now is Daniel Miglin and Nick Biddy currently in the 11th and 12th position, still fighting hard with each other. Chris Wheeler's made his way up to the 8th position. Great job for Chris.
Absolutely is still. This battle for second isn't done yet because now they're just getting past Wes Fuller in the 35. Now Fuller lets them go.
Yeah, another situation. Well, Fuller's trying to get out of the way, but just they caught him at the wrong time going into the carousel there off of the bus, that bus stop. I know we see a battle here. DJ's going to peek low. Oh, contact! He gets into Trey Whitehead. Trey Whitehead's up in the air, up on the sideways.
Yep, Whitehead around in turn 10, but coming off of turn 11, it'll be Kyle Spies taking yet another win. Crosses the line. He will win round number 10 here from Watkins Glen.
Kyle Rocket Speeds to first. Kyle Gardner is going to beat Christopher Tate to the line. He waited that entire time to make that pass at the right time. Trey Whitehead will come home 6. Jonathan Leach, the boss man, he's got himself looking like going to be the next car in. Look at this. Exactly what we told him to do. A generally clean car. He'll come across here for the 7th position. Nice job for him. Chris Wheeler looks like he'll come home with 8th. Hupka coming home in 9th. Nice top 10 for him as well. Clean car for Chris Hupka as long with Christian Roos. Man, what a finish here, Frank. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. And trying to look back and see is Gardner got a great run coming out of the carousel. And those two are running side by side going into 10 as the 33 is trying to recover.
I'm going to go back and look at this contact between the
50.
the 96 and that 33 as they dive. 96 has got a big run here. Oh, I think the 30, I don't know. You see him try to back off, but I think he just had too much of a run, and there just wasn't going to be anything he could do there. He just got into the 33, and oh, it looks like we just missed a little bit of. I want to back this up here. I think
that's racing. That's racing hard at the end of the run, and then again, it's just he's getting back on track. That's the battle between Gardner and Tate, as Tate just drifts it through turn 11, and the 49 with his momentum able to get that position.
All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and bring in our top three finishers.
Great race.
Still just trying to wrap our heads around the end of this race.
Such a great finish and a nice little treat for my first race here.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and DJ. This is Angel and Frank in the ESBN broadcast booth. Buddy, you got us?
Sir.
DJ, well, nice to have you back. I'm happy to get to talk to you here. I feel like we haven't talked to you since your win at Daytona and coming home with a top 3 finish tonight. How are these cars, man? You guys were slipping and sliding all night long, and you'll come home in third, but, man, those things look like they were very tough to drive.
Yeah, out of control. After about 5 or 6 laps, the tires start to wear out, and then it's like driving a dirt car. Gotta do dirt street stocks. Wouldn't be able to drive these things if I didn't.
Well, maybe that's the trick for some of these guys. Maybe get out there and drive some dirt street stocks to get used to what it is, because, man, that was wild there to finish. DJ, we saw you get into a little bit there with Trey Whitehead, and I saw him come back at you there at the end. Explain to us what happened going into turn 10. Looks like you got a big run, tried to let off in time, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I tried the same move he tried on me, but didn't really work as much. I was going into the corner trying to save it, Will hopping, so hate that I got into him. Trey's a really good driver. We usually race really well together. We work together at Daytona, I'm pretty sure, in the duels.
Yes.
And I hate to get into him, but my fault.
All right. Well, DJ, man, what a fun one there. Frank, you got anything for DJ before we let him thank all his sponsors?
Yeah, we're trying to find here. You got Indianapolis coming up next, another racetrack that's going to be difficult and slick. What are your thoughts going into the Brickyard next week?
I've never really driven there that much, so I'm not the person to ask, but the little I have driven there, it's out of control. Like tight out of control with plows the entire time.
Yeah, I think we'll see a couple drivers smacking some of those walls off of each one of those turns, so it will be interesting. Well, DJ, I'm sure you got a couple people we'd like to thank here before we let you go and celebrate your podium finish here.
I gotta thank Blue Motorsports for the opportunity, Rocco Sign Shop, trying to find it.
Got a long list, gotta make sure we gotta thank everybody.
Yes, sir. Leanna Latora Photography. They've been on the car ever since. Rocco Sign Shop has. They've been the main two. Blues Motorsports.
All right, DJ. Well, congratulations on your podium finish. Welcome back. Missing you the last couple weeks. I know I wasn't here last week to know, but welcome back and congrats on your top 3 here.
Yep, appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your 3rd place finisher. We're going to go ahead and bring in your 2nd place finisher, Brock Whitehead, now. And Frank, I'll let you have this one with Brock.
Brock, it was certainly an interesting race here towards the end. Talk to us about what happened that allowed Speeds to get by you for the eventual race win.
Yeah, one half of the track he was faster, and one half of the track I was faster. I think it was coming out of the carousel after the bus stop. I got a little wobbly, and I tried to pinch him to the inside, but he did a really good braking and was able to get by me. I stuck it underneath him down the front stretch and got loose, and he got clear, and that was basically it was over from there. I heated the tires up, trying to stay under him through the last turn, and He just got away from me.
We saw the 24 come in just before the stage break. Was there really any concern about whether or not you guys were going to be able to catch him after that big incident at the carousel at the start of that final stage, knowing that he was most likely going to have to pit again?
Yeah, I figured we would have caught him. I did notice he did go on the pit right before the stage ended, and so that stage break, when everybody went in, it really gave us all an advantage whenever he stayed out. We finished the race with 0.7 gallons left in the tank, so I figured that he was going to be really low on fuel compared to us, so he'd have to pit at some point. And then once he pit, going through my mind, I just gotta stay in front of DJ and Speece there, and I did for a while, and Speece ended up getting around me, and that was that.
A pretty solid points day for you, at least compared to your brother who had that incident late with DJ Daniel. Most likely going to be second place in points going into Indianapolis next week. What are your thoughts going to the Brickyard?
Yeah, Indy's another really good track that I like most. It's just like Kansas and Charlotte, I'm really good at. Here I'm surprised I even got second. I didn't practice all week, and road courses aren't my thing. But yeah, Indianapolis, it's a fun track. I think I can hopefully get one position better, because I don't even know how many times I finished second now. But hopefully it's coming, and I'm gonna practice for Indy a lot so I can make sure I get that one more position.
Well, you can't get much closer than you are right now to that race win. But anyone you want to thank before we let you go and celebrate a second place finish tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ryan Sizemore for letting me be on his team. Juice, which his name is Wilcox, he paints really good cars. He painted this car. I've raced it a couple of times. Trey and everybody else that helps me practice for iRacing. I started a year ago, and they've helped me through a lot to get me better, and y'all for broadcasting, and Hubka for putting the league on.
All right, your second place finisher tonight and second place in the points now, Brock Whitehead. Congratulations, bud.
All right, we're going to go ahead and bring in... We got Kyle Rocket Spees here from Illinois for the number 36 threat level Midnight Motorsports team. Kyle, we're back at it again with another victory here.
Did not expect this one, to say the least.
Well, I think I have to be your lucky charm, I guess, because I missed last week, and yet so the last two races I broadcast, you've been the winner, and a pretty good paint scheme to go with it.
I mean, props to Jeffrey for the paint scheme. I just love it, man. Even though it's patriotic scheme, I think it's a pretty good looking scheme altogether, and I just like running it.
Well, Frank and I were talking about it during the race. It's like, I know you brought it for the patriotic Charlotte, but after winning with it and how good it looks, I can't really blame you for wanting to keep running it. And 2 wins under your belt with it, man. I wouldn't be letting that thing go at all.
After this week, I don't think I will be.
Well, Kyle, kind of go run through the race with us a little bit. I mean, there were so many things that happened at so many different moments in time. I mean, there was times where it looked like you were down and out of it. Tell us how those stage breaks, those cautions really kind of maybe helped play into your favor a little bit.
The stage breaks were a big key for me. I personally, like I said, did not expect to win this one. I'm not too great at road courses. Tonight just seemed to work out, and I found my flow. The race started out pretty rough, obviously. We ended up getting clipped and spun out, and ended up getting that lucky caution, in my opinion, that lined us back up. And then after that, I just took a steady approach, as well as my teammates. Just try to stay within our limits without spinning out, as well as trying to pass cars and get track position. The stages, in my opinion, were key for track position, huge at the end. That last stage there, I did take my fast repair because I was a little damaged and I felt slow. So I did take my fast repair in that last one and ended up getting out in front there. And then me and Brock had a great battle. Another tip of the cap to Brock for that. I thought he was going to win it, as well as DJ, to be honest with you. DJ was right behind me, and a couple things went my way as far as him behind me, and then I got the lucky pass on Brock. But stages were key for me tonight as far as track position.
I gotta say, it was a blast watching you guys wheel those cars. I mean, slipping and sliding constantly. I'm sure Frank, you got anything for our winner here before we let him go ahead and thank his people and celebrate this victory?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually good, bud. You pretty much nailed all the points I was going for.
There you go. Kyle, we'll go ahead and I don't know if Grandma Sue was watching today. We didn't get a comment from her on our Facebook or on our YouTube like usual, but nonetheless, I know you got a couple people you'd like to thank.
Definitely Threat Level Midnight Motorsports. Jeff as my team captain and a good friend of mine. It's fun racing with him and all my teammates. Shout out to you guys as well. Like always, you guys spend your time during the week to set it up as well as your time tonight to broadcast. So we do appreciate you guys. And I will say shout out to Grandma and my mom. They'll probably watch the replay. I actually didn't send it to them tonight because, like I said, I didn't expect this to happen, boys. So I'm gonna be texting them after I get off this interview, and they're gonna be thrilled. But I'm gonna let them watch the replay about this one.
Absolutely, Kyle. Well, congratulations, man. Good job, and we'll see you. We'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was your race winner, Kyle Rocket Spees. We're going to go ahead now and go over our finishing results for tonight's race, everybody. Oh, no, that's qualifying. Hold on, everybody. Let me press the right buttons for once. There we go. Kyle Rocket Speeds, we just finished speaking with him as was your winner in tonight's race, the Ghost 200 at Watkins Glen. Brock Whitehead would finish second, DJ Daniel in third, Kyle Gardner and Christopher Tate round out your top five. Nice recovery for both of them. Trey Whitehead would finish sixth, the boss man Jonathan Leach in seventh, Chris Wheeler is in eighth, the man who runs the show here for the Ghost Cup League, Christopher Hupka, coming home with a nice top 10 finish, and Christian Roos would finish top 10.
That would leave Daniel Miglin finishing 11th. Nick Biddy, pardon me.
Nice recovery
You're
for
going to get
him.
me now. Wally Babb, Mike Sobanovsky, and Alfred Denny coming home in the top 15. Jeffrey Vickery, Bryce Kobler, Mark Gonzalez, Mike Corvo, and Wes Fuller to round out the top 20. Cliff Corvo, Zach Woods, Vernon Reese, and David Modespaw to round out the drivers who actually finished the race here tonight. 5 DNFs. It'll be Kevin Gibney Jr., Robert Lorenz, Charles Whitehead, Joseph David, and Dylan McDonald. Just unfortunate run of luck for McDonald's, and just a horrendous night for Robert Lorenz, who started on pole, dropped before the race started, didn't make grid, had to start from the back, got all the way up into the top 5, and then unfortunately wrecked out.
Man, I'd say we had some fantastic racing right there at the end of that. When Stage 2 finished and Stage 3 started, it was just balls to the wall at that point. I mean, everybody was going as hard as they could, and it was just a blast to watch. I got to say, I appreciate all the drivers here, and of course, all the work that the admin do here. Greg Wood, missing to hear his voice throughout the night. I know he would have had some fun things to say, but of course, I'm very appreciative for everybody. I think that's going to round us out for tonight. We mentioned next week we will be at Indianapolis. And as I always say, if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, to the ESBN and SRM channels. Make sure you're keeping up with us. We got plenty of racing all throughout the week, just about every day of the week, if I'm not mistaken here. And sometimes we got double and triple headers. So a lot of great racing all week long here on the Esports Broadcasting Network.
Yep, absolutely. Tomorrow night will be the TNT Truck Series, round number 7 from Talladega. That'll be a 4:50 p.m. Eastern Time start. Then a doubleheader on Friday. It'll be the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. They will also be from Talladega, also with the trucks, an 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time start. Then it's you guys. You're out on the racetrack on Friday night. The KMM New Gen Cup Series All-Star Race at Indianapolis will be a 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time start. And then let me really quick pull the schedule up here. The iFormula Series returns. They will be running round number 5 of the season. They will be at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. The ISNF Cup Series will be at Dover for round 11. Fuel will be at Texas for round number 9. And Sunday Night NASCAR will be at Atlanta for round number 5 of the season. All 4 of those races on Sunday.
Well, as we always say, thank you for joining us each and every week. You know, as we mentioned, next week we'll be back, same time as always, For myself, Angel Santiago, my broadcasting partner tonight, Frank Marchese, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have a great night.